You're not a killer. You don't carry a gun. You wear a suit. You carry a briefcase. And yet, you're the most valuable man in the cartel, because the kilos mean nothing if the money can't disappear. Every empire in history has fallen for the same reason. Not bullets, not bombs. Money they couldn't explain. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how billions of dollars vanish and reappear clean, legal, untouchable, and the one mistake, the one nobody sees coming, that brings the whole empire down. Stay until the end, because the way this story ends, it's not what you think. This is your descent into the wash cycle. Don't forget to subscribe. Level 1. The offer. It starts with a phone call. No names, no numbers, just a voice. We hear you're good with spreadsheets. You used to be an accountant. Boring, forgettable, the guy nobody remembered at the reunion. Now you're being recruited, not for your fists, for your math. They don't need another soldier. They have hundreds. Soldiers are replaceable. What they need is someone who can make $10 million in cash, disappear. You meet him in a parking garage. No introductions, no handshake. He slides a duffel bag across the seat. Inside, stacks of 20s, rubber-banded, smelling like dirt and gasoline and something worse. "This is a problem," he says. "You're the solution." He doesn't ask if you're in. He already knows you can't say no. Because here's the thing about cartels. You don't get recruited. You get owned. And tonight, driving home with that bag in your trunk, you realize something. You just became the most dangerous kind of criminal there is. The kind that never fires a shot. Level 2. The Golden Rule. Before you move a single dollar, you learn the rule that governs everything. Cash is a liability, not an asset. Sitting in a warehouse, $2 million isn't wealth. It's a brick of evidence with a fuse attached. It can't buy a house, can't be wired, can't be invested. It's just paper that gets a man 20 years if it's found in his trunk. Your entire job, from this moment forward, is one mission. Turn that brick of evidence into numbers on a screen. Numbers nobody can trace back to a kilo, a body, or a name. There's a term for the process. Investigators use it. So do you now. Placement, layering, integration, 3 stages, 1 goal. Make the money's birth certificate disappear. And give it a new one. You don't know it yet, but you've just memorized the formula that built and destroyed half the criminal empires in history. Let's start with the hardest part. Getting it in the door. Level 3. Placement. This stage has a name, placement, and it's the most dangerous moment in the entire cycle, because right now the money still looks exactly like what it is. You can't just walk into a bank with $2 million. Any deposit over $10,000 triggers an automatic federal report. No exceptions, so you go smaller, much smaller. $9,000 here, $9,500 there. Different banks, different branches, different names on different IDs. It's called structuring, and on its own, it's already a felony. But cash alone isn't enough. You need a story for where it came from. So you buy businesses, real ones with real employees, real signage, real customers. Laundromats, car washes, late-night taco stands, nightclubs that never seem to lose money, even on a Tuesday. Cash-heavy, hard to audit, practically built for this. Every dollar that walks through your laundromat door on paper is really cartel cash dressed up as quarters and detergent. This is the moment. The instant the cash stops being dirty, it didn't get cleaned yet, it just became invisible. And invisible money is so much more dangerous than dirty money, because now it can travel. Level 4. The first crack. Here's what nobody tells you before you start. Placement isn't just risky for the money, it's risky for you. Every bank you walk into has a teller trained to notice patterns. Same face, different name. Third branch this week. Compliance software flags it in real time. Algorithms built specifically to catch men like you. So you adapt, you hire others to do it. Smurfs, the agents call them. College kids, desperate gamblers. People who will deposit cash for a cut and never ask why. You never touch the money yourself anymore. That's the first lesson of survival in this business. Distance is everything. The farther you are from the cash, the safer you are from the case. But distance creates a new problem. More people who know your name, more people who could talk. And right now, somewhere in a cubicle at the Treasury Department, an algorithm is quietly building a file with your shell company's name on it. You don't know that yet, but you will. Level 5. Layering placement gets the money in. Layering makes it impossible to trace. This is where it gets beautiful and terrifying. You open shell companies, dozens of them, nested inside each other like Russian dolls. One in Panama, one in the Caymans, one in Delaware. Yes, Delaware. Easier to hide money there than almost anywhere else on Earth. The cash moves between them, invoice to invoice, wire to wire, consulting fees, import services, equipment leasing. None of it real, all of it legal-looking. Every transfer adds a layer of distance between the money and the murder it came from. By the time it crosses its 8th border, even you lose track of where it started. That's not a mistake. That's the design. Investigators call it a paper trail. You call it a maze with no exit. Built on purpose, brick by brick, wire by wire. And every day, the money moves faster than anyone chasing it. But mazes have a flaw. Someone has to hold the map. And right now, that someone is you. Level 6. The digital wash. The old ways are slow. The cartel wants speed. So you go digital. Crypto exchanges with loose verification. Online casinos where chips become winnings. You buy, you trade, you cash out somewhere else entirely. A different coin, a different country, a different name. It's called chain hopping, and it can scrub a digital trail in minutes, not months. But here's the part that should terrify you more than the FBI ever could. Blockchains don't forget. Every transaction is permanent, public, sitting there forever, waiting for the right analyst with the right software to connect the dots. You're not erasing a trail, you're carving it in stone and hoping nobody ever reads it. For now, it works. The money moves, the cartel is pleased. But somewhere, on a server farm you'll never see, a federal analyst is already building a graph, and your name is a node on it. Level 7. Integration. Now comes the magic trick. Integration. The money comes home, clean. It buys real estate, penthouses, office towers, paid in full, no mortgage, no questions asked. It funds investments, restaurants, gyms, even a record label with 3 actual hit songs. The cartel boss's nephew. Now, a legitimate entrepreneur. Forbes feature pending. His glowing portfolio. Built entirely on blood money, dressed up in a blazer. This is the final wash. The cash that once smelled like a trap house now pays property taxes and shows up on a balance sheet. It sponsors a youth soccer team. It funds a senator's campaign dinner. Nobody at that dinner asks where the money came from. That's the whole point. That's the entire art form. You didn't just hide the money. You made it respectable. For a moment, just a moment, you let yourself believe you actually pulled it off. That feeling is the most dangerous part of the entire cycle. Level 8. The heat. But somewhere, always, a thread is unraveling. A compliance officer flags an unusual wire at 2 a.m. A blockchain analyst connects a wallet to a name that connects to a shell company that connects to you. Here's what most people get wrong about how cartels actually fall. The DEA doesn't chase the drugs anymore. They chase the money. Because drugs get replaced, shipments get rebuilt overnight, but cut off the cash flow, and the entire machine seizes all at once like a heart stopping. You start noticing things. A car parked too long outside your building. A number that calls and hangs up twice a day, every day. You stop sleeping at the same address 2 nights in a row. Every decision now has exactly 2 outcomes. Get richer or get found. One of your shell companies gets subpoenaed. A single weak link, one careless wire transfer, one smurf who got pulled over with too much cash. and suddenly federal agents have a paper trail leading straight back to your front door. You always knew this day might come. You just hoped it would come for someone else first. Subscribe so they don't come for you. Level 9. The Reckoning. This is how it ends. It always ends one of two ways. Door 1. Indictment. RICO charges. 25 years easy, maybe more if they decide to make an example of you. The feds don't even need to catch you with drugs. They just need your signature on one shell company's paperwork. That's all it ever takes. One signature. Door 2. The cartel decides you're a liability before the feds do, and cartels don't believe in retirement plans. They believe in loose ends. There is no door 3, no clean exit, no walking away whistling, briefcase in hand. You wanted to be the guy who made the money disappear. In the end, it's you who disappears. The bag man, the numbers guy, the one nobody was supposed to remember. Turns out, they remember everyone eventually. So here's the question. Nobody asks before they take the duffel bag. If you can make $10 million vanish without a trace, what makes you think you can't vanish the exact same way? The wash cycle doesn't just clean money. Sooner or later, it cleans out everyone who runs it.